We have 3 areas of focus for our stewardship campaign, A Future with Hope. 2 weeks ago, Libby Cook talked about music and worship. Last week, Megan Hughes, along with Orla and Clara, talked about Christian education for all ages. And today, I'd like to touch on community outreach. In 2019, I moved to San Diego to be near my daughters. I had started looking for a church nearly 2 years before I arrived. And in retrospect, that was maybe a little excessive. When you think of outreach, you may not think about the impact of newsletters on a website, but I was watching this church. I'm a former educator, and we taught our students everything speaks. We wanted children to learn that every gesture, every facial expression, every action speaks. And San Carlos certainly spoke to me. I pored over every monthly Good News publication, and I was amazed at how dedicated this church was to community outreach. I learned about the blessing baskets that Suzanne spoke about this morning, other collections for food and clothing, serving dinner at Christ Ministry Center. Labor with our neighbor was especially intriguing, and I wondered if I might be a part of that someday. In August 2019, shortly before I came to worship here for the first time, I read former pastor Martha Wingfield's letter in the Good News. She told a story of a benefactor who paid off the student loans for 3 college graduates whose first jobs would be to serve in areas where people were impoverished. As amazing as that was, Martha's next words stuck with me. She wrote, "Such acts of extravagant generosity, whether they involve the sharing of money or time or compassion, are reminders of the extravagance of God's mercy." And then I had hope for my future, hope that despite leaving family, friends, and a church and community that I loved, I might find a church home here at San Carlos where the extravagance of God's mercy was preached. And remember that part about everything speaks? Well, in John chapter 13, Jesus gave us a new command: love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. I could see through outreach your actions spoke of extravagant generosity on so many levels. Community outreach continues to thrive here at San Carlos. We are creating new space in the youth building to accommodate the need for a place to organize our outreach ministries. As we clean out and clean up, this will become a place for our youth and our volunteers. We can continue to practice extravagant generosity. Let's show all who may be watching the way to become love and fulfill Jesus' command. We need your support for our stewardship campaign, A Future with Hope. Next week, as we wrap up, Nicole Gilbert will give you an update on our pledge goal of $525,000, and we will celebrate after each service with cake on the patio. May God bless you, and may you continue to feel the extravagance of His mercy and love.